comedian. So it's my pleasure to introduce Tom Dean. Tom? Hold on, Tom.
Now we can go. Well, good evening. Thank you. Let's get the vital statistics out of the way first of all. My age. I'm pleased to let you know that in a couple of months I'll be celebrating my 77th birthday. Thank you. I'm curious about something. Was that applause for me being 77 or the possibility that you're going to see a comedian actually die up here tonight? Well, stick around. This could be your lucky night. Financially, I'm doing okay. I have a pension and my Social Security. But you know, in this economy, when you're on a fixed income, things can get a little dicey. So about a month ago, I decided I'm going to see if I can find a part-time job. And I did. I found one, and I'm really pleased with it. I'm a greeter at a medical marijuana clinic. They seem to like me there, the clients. Of course, once they found out I was a grandfather, it made all the difference. You see, these people really understand the certain characteristics of grandparents that they can associate with. They know that grandparents were never judgmental. Second, we usually have issues with short-term memory loss too. But most importantly, we usually have munchies with us. My health is good, well, except for an old injury that I sustained while serving my country in the United States Navy. I should explain, though, it was not a life-threatening injury. But you know, to this day, it still bothers me every time I hear a towel snap. Healthcare is an important issue for people my age, and so I recently joined in one of those HMOs, Kaiser Permanente. You aware of Kaiser Permanente? By the way, I looked it up. I found out that Permanente is actually an old Spanish word that loosely translated means, yes, we have doctors, no, you can't see one. No, it's true. I called up to make my very first appointment, and I asked the woman on the phone, I said, which doctor am I going to see? She said, you're not going to see a doctor. You're going to see a physician's assistant. A physician's assistant. I thought, great. Now I get to wear one of those hospital gowns for some guy's caddy. Speaking of health, this is a true story. About earlier this year, I had cataract surgery on my right eye, and the doctor told me, he said, you know, one of the side effects can be itchiness in the eye after surgery. He says, if it does itch, for peace sake, don't rub it. But if you want to take care of it, what you want to do is just blink a few times, and that should alleviate the problem. A couple of days later, I'm downtown San Diego, walking along Broadway, and man, it started to itch. So I'm giving it this. 3 women stopped me and asked me if I worked for Bob Filner. Technology is an issue for people my age, and I resisted cell phones for the longest time, but I finally got one, and I have to admit, these are pretty amazing devices. I got one that's both the telephone and the camera. Don't tell me I'm not cutting edge. Anyway, the problem I'm having with the phone is the button for the phone is right next to the button for the camera. Now, I don't know if any of you are interested in seeing them, but I now have 158 pictures of my right ear. When I got the cell phone, I decided to call our son back in Indiana and let him know that I got it, because he was always bugging me about it. So I punched in his phone number and nothing happened. And oh, I forgot the area code, so I punched in the phone numbers in the phone. Nothing happened. I kept punching numbers, and that's when I realized I was holding the TV remote. Yeah, Yeah, I thought it was funny too until I looked at that pay-per-view screen. I now own 600 rentals of something called Harry Potter Gets a Hickey. I ride the San Diego trolley a lot, and I see these young people on the trolley, and they are watching movies on their cell phones. And I saw that, and I thought, that's really cool. I would like to have something like that too. So I called our family expert on all things technology speaking, our 12-year-old grandson. Yeah. We got one too. Anyway, I called him up and I said, I would like to see movies on my cell phone. He said, that's easy, Grandpa. You just need an app for that. Now, I love the kid, but I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I took a 2-hour nap, and I still can't see movies. This is way past my bedtime. You've been a very nice audience. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm not going to try to do a funny off with you because, quite frankly, you are a funny guy.
Thank you.
And your timing is impeccable, and I don't know what you've been doing previous to this particular stand-up routine of yours, but certainly you've nailed it, and I really enjoyed you. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is probably one of the hardest acts, I don't know personally, but I think to do on a stage because you don't have an instrument to back you up. You're not singing. It's you and your material. And if the audience doesn't like the material, but I mean everyone, I was laughing. I love a good comedian. And you were excellent. Everything. The 2-hour nap finishing out there. And I related everything. My grandpa's right back here, so.
Is that your grandpa?
Yeah, right here, so.
Wow.
But thank you. You were great. It was
Thank
great.
you very much.
Well, it's time for intermission. The bar is open, and Francis Parker Interact stayed up late last night baking brownies. So we have brownies, strawberries, decaf coffee. The silent auction will close